Hey, welcome back to the channel, Bash Brothers Fishing. If you're tuning into this video, I'm sure you're here to see this deck extension being done. And what I mean by that is extending the original casting deck on this boat that stops right here. And we're gonna extend it out to this console, cut it off right here, all right? So that's gonna create much more mobility when you're fishing up on the front deck. 2-3 people can actually fish up here once this is done, because the rod locker also becomes an extension of the deck as well. And I will be putting a hatch to access this area underneath the extension that I'm gonna frame out right now. I've got all of my handy dandy notes written out for this project right here, which includes measurements down to what thickness aluminum I'm gonna go with. One thing I need to solve for off the back, I don't really wanna frame through carpet. I wanna make sure the rigidity of the framing is as best as it can be. And typically that means framing aluminum to aluminum, not aluminum, carpet, aluminum. Worst case scenario, what I'll have to do is to cut strips out wherever my outer framing will be. And that's really the perimeter framing for this deck. In the end, this is gonna be really cool. I got the whole thing all up in my head right here. But when it's done, hopefully it comes out as good as I see it. What I've done so far is mark the line in the carpet where this piece of angled aluminum will lay. This represents what I need to cut away. I'm gonna strip this carpet away, get down to the bare aluminum so that I have nothing in between the angle and what I'm riveting it to. A little bit extra work, but in the end, I think it'll be totally worth it. And this is absolutely the right way to do. It's gonna take more time, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna carefully cut right below this line right here. That way there's no residual black Sharpie marker line when it's all said and done. And this angle will butt up right against this line. Hoping this carpet will just strip away really easy. It's been on here, I would say a good month. Got the first piece all stripped out. Have some glue residue left over, but I actually don't mind that. If it helps keep the angle in place, why not? Just gonna continue the process, not gonna stop and think about it, just gonna keep moving. I gotta maintain the same height all the way around. And that's probably the biggest challenge, just to make sure I have my measurements correct as I go around so that this deck is completely level from front to back. All right, this side is done, and that actually took about 5 minutes. I'm actually getting better at this, believe it or not. So this is gonna fit right in there, just like that, all the way across, and it's flush against the console wall right here. I've got just enough space right there for the actual wood deck to go, carpeted, so it will fill the bulk of this gap. It won't fill the entire thing, but the most important thing is it's level all the way across. Going to the other side, I held my leveler up like this. You probably saw that in the shot, just to make sure that I am level. And I'm doing this with one hand, a little bit crazy right now, but it's gonna be level. Oh, it's pretty level right there. And that's not even secured in yet. I'm gonna figure out exactly what I need to do on the side. I am prepared to install some angle right along this bench as well. I definitely will for this side because I need it here. It's going to help to support this corner. I'm also going to put some uprights here as well. Let's get this done, then I'll move to this side. After installing the angle on this side and seeing where it landed over here on the rod locker, I realized that that side was a little bit too low. Looked back at it, figured it out, raised it up some to where it needed to be, but then that created a little bit of a gap here where you can see the aluminum. So after I rivet the angle back in, I will stick a piece of carpet where that gap is, cover that up nicely. Second thing I did was realize, you know what? Take the carpet off of this top piece here as well. That way, the opening of this hatch is uniform. You're not seeing a piece of carpet here and no carpet on the other sides. But what got me to get there is that it all just wasn't coming together right here as nicely as I wanted it to when the angle was up here. So then I realized, okay, make it uniform. It looks much, much better this way. So I had to go back and clean off all the glue here, break out the good old xylene and do that. with a scraper and then run over it with 60 grit sandpaper on the orbital sander and then polish it off with some 320 grit to make it nice and smooth and clean looking right there. Part of that will serve the purpose of making sure that everything butts up nicely. And I realize I not only need to make sure that the extension is level with the original deck, it needs to be level with the rod locker as well. So it's multifaceted. It's a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be, but just paying attention to the details of it and just trying to make sure that everything comes out perfect or as perfect as possible. I went ahead and made the adjustments I did. So now I'm ready to rivet this in permanently, rivet in this side and butt that up against here, and then start working the inner workings of this hatch. So for the hatch on the deck extension, we're going with a dry hatch. This is by Nate at TV Nation Outdoors. And they sent this over, custom size for the boat to order. Got your drain tube right here, hatch lid, hinge. And you can get it already assembled, but I am carpeting this, so I didn't want it hinged already. This is the track for it. Got the opening right here for water drainage. They always package things very well. And this is reinforced underneath. Got your hat channel right there, welded in. Got the cut open for the latch right there as well. So make sure to check them out. TV Nation Outdoors. You can get all of this at tvnation.net. Be sure to use our code BBF5 for 5% off your entire order. Really helps out. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get this lined up for the framing for the deck, for the hatch. When you're framing out the hatch lid, make sure you tee up all your corners to make sure you have 90-degree angles. This will ensure you'll have a good fit when you drop the hatch track in. Right here, you'll see that I marked center on both the hatch lid and framing to ensure everything is centered properly. Now is when you can go crazy with rivets. When framing out the core of the hatch, be sure to have the inside of the angle facing inward so you can rivet the other sides to it. Now keep in mind this is framed out for a wood deck. If you're framing this for an aluminum deck, you'll probably need to put a couple extra pieces of angle in to support the deck. And that's one of the advantages of having a wood deck. Wood, depending on thickness, is typically stronger than aluminum sheeting as your decking material. And you'll probably notice right here, I'm not riveting down the lid track. The lid track needs to be installed in the wood, which I'll explain in a bit. So I've got the main framing done for the extended deck, and I ended up going with all 1/8 inch thick aluminum. And I went with the thicker aluminum because this is going to be very load bearing, and I want to go with best case scenario to be able to hold the weight of one person, much less two. I don't plan to put much support underneath here. I will reassess that once I actually put the wood decking on it with the hatch lid and then see how it behaves. I can always put some verticals in there wherever I need to just to provide some extra support. But for now, the plan is to go 1/8, which is what I did, in hopes that that'll be all I need. The very center here will have the hatch lid that does have the reinforced lid with the hat channel centered in it, which I showed you earlier. So that will hold a lot more load and be weight bearing, which is important with this being the very center of the deck. Made sure I teed everything up, ensured I had 90-degree angles. Next up, I want to build the framing for the wall that's going to be here, the side wall for the deck. I will need something to support the wall here, so I'll put a vertical piece going down right here. I'll go 1/16 ounce, so I'll go thinner here. So you'll have a vertical on this side, vertical on that side, one on the bottom, and probably one in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now it's 1:51 a.m. So I'm gonna call it for tonight, pick up in the morning. All right, it's the next day and it's time to measure this up, get this framed up. And what I'll use to secure the first piece down to the floor of the boat, I'll use some self-tapping screws, probably go with number 8s or number 10s, but with just a small piece that I'm installing right there, 8 should be fine. And I'll go with 1 1/4 inch in length for those screws. And then for the uprights, I will install them into the bottom track I'm putting in and then connect them up to the top just using 3/16 inch rivets. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but all the rivets I'm using for this are 3/16 super strong rivets because this is load bearing and I want this to stand the true test of time. So stepped up and did all 3/16 inch rivets, the big boys. I advise you, and I didn't do it this way, but if I had to do it over again, I would have installed this lid first before cutting the wood. I did it the other way. I cut the wood, I had the lid up to where it's going to be, and then when I realized when I butted up against it, I didn't like how it was fitting, so I had to do some adjustments. My advice is install your rod locker lid. Once it's fully installed, you know exactly how much space you're going to need in between your rod locker and your deck. You're talking gapping for carpet and being able to butt everything up together so in the end it looks professional. All right, that's the goal. Just a little handy tip there. I sealed up the wood with fiberglass resin using a roller brush. I absolutely love this stuff. I won't go into the details of that. There are several steps needed to do it right. Top right corner of the screen is a link to a detailed step-by-step video on how to seal wood with fiberglass resin to perfection. So I've already got the wood all sealed up and ready to go with fiberglass resin, and I need to sand this down. But before I carpet it, and this is an important step, gotta install the hatch frame on the deck. Reason being is that when I carpet this over, the carpet is going to cover the wood as well as the frame and go down into the watertight track right there to the hatch lid. That way you don't see this at all. So in the end, it's going to come out very clean and look good. For this hatch, this is a pretty big hatch lid, so I'm going to go ahead and put a strut on this as well. And I want to do that before I carpet anything. Whatever I use on the lid for the strut, I'm going to hide it underneath the carpet. Similarly, for carpeting the wood for the deck extension, I've done plenty of videos on the channel, and I'll leave one linked at the top of the screen now if you want to check that out. Something I did new on this boat was to use blue painter's tape on the channel of the hatch. This prevents the contact cement from draining into the hatch channel. What I love about contact cement is it's fast drying, works great for carpet edges, and holds them down quickly. Once this stuff gets tacky, you pretty much have one shot to place it down correctly. Now that the carpet is installed, it's time to attach the hinge to the lid. The hinge that comes with it is sized specifically for the hatch. When installing, my advice to you is to drill out just 2 holes, one on each side to test fit your work. This way, if you drill something wrong, you have plenty of space to work with to correct it. Once test fitted, go ahead and drill out the remaining holes through the hinge and lid and rivet it all together. Lastly, install the latch through the pre-drill hole and you're done. Right here is where I like to take a deep breath and just take it all in, because this is the end of the road. After laying the deck down in its final place, nothing left to do but to secure it. To do this, I secured the deck down using stainless steel number 10 1/4 inch self-tapping screws, making sure to spread them out far enough to secure the deck down really good. The techniques I use in this video, you can apply to building your own deck extension on your boat. Just take your time, measure everything out multiple times, think it through, and have fun creating exactly what you want. To see the full playlist of the build out of this boat, click the video link right here. We'll see you on the next video.